Everybody, we're back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. Today's new character profile will be about Alito and his battling boxer deck. He's part of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal support characters. We'll get into his little background. It's kind of, one of those typical heartbreaking kind of villain slash anti-hero. But yeah, his cards are uh kind of cool. It's like a cool idea. Just he's like a big time kind of fighter, like to take things head on, no subterfuge or anything like that. He's just just straight up like a boxer, just and his cards is whole based on like boxing. As much as I can build up a deck of his, I had to do like a deep dive research, like typical style of my videos. But let's get right into it. But just want to let you guys know, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff to Talkative Carl on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Okay, now first things first, of the Xyz monsters, number C80, Requiem in Berserk, requires 3 level 5 monsters. You can target one face-up Xyz monster you control, equip this monster you control to that target. It gains 2000 attack. If a monster equipped with this card would be destroyed, destroy this card instead. If this card has number 80 Rhapsody in Berserk as an Xyz material, it gains this effect. You can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one card on the field, banish that card. Number C105, Battling Boxer Comic Kestis, requires 4 level 5 monsters. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the destroyed monster's original attack. If this card has number 105 Battling Boxer Star Kestis as an Xyz material, it gains this effect. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one monster your opponent controls, destroy it. And if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's attack on the field. Got number 80 Rhapsody Berserk, requires 2 level 4 monsters. You can target one face-up Xyz monster you control, equip this monster you control to that target. It gains 1200 attack. You can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one card in your opponent's graveyard, banish that target. You can only use this effect once per turn. Let me get some water real quick. Okay, got number 79 Battling Boxer Nova Kaiser. Requires 2 level 4 monsters. Once per turn, you can attach one Battling Boxer monster from your hand or graveyard to this card as an Xyz material. This card gains 100 attack for each Xyz material attached to it. When this card you control is destroyed by your opponent's card by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target level 4 or lower Battling Boxer monsters in your graveyard up to the number of Xyz materials this card had on the field, special summon those targets. And number 105 Battling Boxer Star Kestis requires 3 level 4 monsters. During either player's battle step, if a Battling Boxer monster you control battles an opponent's monster, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, negate the effect of the opponent's monster until the end of the turn. That monster you control cannot be destroyed by the battle. Also, your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from that battle. Battling Boxer Lead Yoke requires 2 level 4 Battling Boxer monsters. If a Battling Boxer monsters you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach one Xyz material from this card instead of destroying one of those monsters. If an Xyz material is detached from this card gains 800 attack. And then Battling Boxer Cheat Commissioner requires 2 level 3 monsters. All monsters your opponent controls must attack if able. While you control another Battling Boxer monster, your opponent cannot target this card for attacks. When an attack is declared involving another Battling Boxer monsters you control, Battling Boxer monster you control, you can detach 2 Xyz material from this card, look at your opponent's hand, then set 1 spell card from their hand to your side of the field. Very unique. We got Boxer. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can place 1 counter on this card. You can send this card with 2 or more counters to the graveyard. Special summon 1 earth monster from your deck. If this card will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can remove 1 counter from this card instead. Battling Boxer Veil. When you take battle damage, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, gain life points equals to that damage you took. Battling Boxer Switch Hitter. When this card is normal summoned, you can target 1 Battling Boxer monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. You cannot special summon any monsters during the turn you activate this effect except Battling Boxer monsters. So this deck is pretty much requires you getting your monsters to swarm the field for Xyz summoning. Battling Boxer Sparer. If you control a Battling Boxer monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you do, you cannot conduct your battle phase for the rest of this turn. Battling Boxer Shadow. During your main phase, you can detach 1 Xyz material from a Battling Boxer Xyz monster you control, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. If you can only use this effect once per turn. Battling Boxer Rip Gardener. During either player's turn, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard, then target 1 Battling Boxer monster you control, banish it until your next standby phase. Battling Boxer Rabbit Puncher. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks a defense position monster, destroy that monster. Battling Boxer Headgeared. When this card is normal summoned, you can send 1 Battling Boxer monster from your deck to the graveyard. Once per turn, this face-up attack position card cannot be destroyed by battle. Battling Boxer Glass Jaw. When this card is targeted for an attack, destroy this card. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can, by a card effect, you can target 1 Battling Boxer monster in your graveyard except Glass Jaw. Add that target to your hand. Battling Boxer Counterpunch. During the damage step, either player's turn, when a Battling Boxer monster you control is attacking or being attacked, you can banish this card from your hand or graveyard. That monster gains 1000 attack until the end of this turn. You can only use this effect of Counterpunch once per turn. And Battling Boxer Big Bandage. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. Once per turn, you can target 1 Battling Boxer monster in your graveyard or 1 of your banished Battling Boxer monsters that has a level. All Battling Boxer monsters you currently control become that monster's current level. Alright, and for the Magic and Trap cards, Xyz Soul. Target 1 Xyz monster in either player's graveyard. All monsters you currently control gain attack equal to its rank times 200. Then you can shuffle it into the extra deck. This attack increases lasts until the end phase. Xyz Reversal. Target 1 face-up Xyz monster your opponent controls and 1 face-up Xyz monster you control. Switch control of both monsters. Well, this is, I had to tag on a few trap cards because some of these he did not have. Of course, you got Pinpoint Guard, but Uh, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, target one level 4 lower monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. It cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect this turn. Numbers Overlay Boost. Target one number Xyz monster you control that has no Xyz materials. Attach two monsters from your hand to that face-up monster, Xyz monster as Xyz materials. Of course, it got number wall. I feel it's fitting to have it in these variants decks. Activate only if you control a number monster. Number monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by card effects and cannot be destroyed by battle except with another number monster. When the number monster you control is destroyed, destroy this card. Last counter. When an attack is declared involving a battling boxer monster you control an opponent's monster, negate the attack, and if you do, send that monster you control to the graveyard. Then one battling boxer monster you control in the attack position, if you declare the attack, gains attack equal to the original attack of that opponent's monster. Also proceed the damage calculation using those monsters. Then you take damage equal to the amount of attack gained from this effect. Jolt counter. During the battle phase, when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated while you control a battling boxer monster, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Okay. Xyz Revenge. If your opponent controls a face-up Xyz monster that has Xyz material, target one Xyz monster in your graveyard, special summon it, then detach one Xyz material from a monster your opponent controls and attach it to that monster as an Xyz material. You only can use this once per turn. We got Rank of Magic Limited Burying Force. Target one rank 4 Xyz monster you control, special summon from your extra deck one number C monster that is one rank higher than that monster you control by using it as an Xyz material. Do have a C, don't I? Yeah. Rank of Magic Variance Force. Target one face-up Xyz monster you control, special summon from your extra deck one number C or C Xyz monster with the same type as that monster you control but one rank higher while using it as the Xyz material. Rank of Magic seventh one. To activate this card, you must draw it. You must draw it for your normal draw in your draw phase. Reveal it and keep it revealed until the start of main phase 1. At the start of your main phase 1, that same turn, you can special summon from your extra deck or graveyard one monster that has a number between 101 and 107 in its name, except number C monsters. Then Xyz summon from your extra deck one number C monster with the same number in its name as the first monster. By using it as the Xyz material, you can only apply this effect once per turn. Yeah. Okay. And then we have Battling Boxing Spirits. Send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, then target one Battling Boxer monster in your graveyard, special summon that target in face-up defense position. You can only activate one Battling Spirits per turn. Whew, I said Battling Boxer so many times. Okay, we'll be testing out him. I never tried out the Battling Boxer deck before, so this will be interesting. Let's try to guess Nistro. And probably do this at least 45 minutes, bare minimum. Okay. There's gonna be a couple of times I'm going to be losing because I have not used uh, a battling boxer deck before. And if anybody out there who actually uses battling boxer cards in their deck, let me know how it works out for you. Because I'm just learning this. Might go with this then. If a battling boss or monster you control will be destroyed by battle card effect, you can just want to see this from this card instead of destroying one of those monsters. Oh, this one. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that. I went into some of my whatchamajig. Doggone it. Um, Yeah, there's no way I can win after this. I barely laid a paw on this dude. Okay. My star boxer. Number 105, battling boxer Star Kestis. Okay. Yeah, you have to make sure you play certain cards with. When dealing with this deck, apparently you have to have have something set up where all your monsters swarm the field, so it can allow you to exceed summon. Oh, and I was planning on getting to Alito's background. 1 second. There's normal summons, you can send one battle monster from deck to graveyard. Okay. Alright, go with Glassjaw. But 1 second here. No, this one. Alito was, one of the variants that was working with, I forgot their names. They, I don't go back to Zexal that often compared to 5D's Dual Monsters and GX, but Alito was part of the variants that Shark and his sisters from, and he come from a different dimension that has a city called Spartan City, apparently. And Spartan City, he was fighting in like a gladiatorial arena, and that's primarily his bread and butter and what he loved to do. And he was, adored by hundreds of people, thousands of people, and he was best friends with the prince. But then Don Thousand, the main antagonist, the big boss, who corrupted Alito and a lot of other different variants to take over Zexal and their, the Aziz dimension and Earth dimension, and convinced some big event that Alito was blamed for. Don Thousand corrupted the prince. The prince therefore sentenced, in the manga, sentenced Alito to straight up death, and he died. And Don 1000 claimed his soul. Instead of his soul normally would have gone to the Zexal. I think Zexal's supposed to be like heaven or the Exceed, something like that. I think it was Zexal, and rebirthed him into being a variant with no memories of his past and just a burning hatred. But he, all in all, was still a fair player. And when he battled Yuma several times, a couple of being very aggressive, normal, rather than his normal state where he's a little bit more lighthearted, fair, and just enjoying the thrill of the duel, or just like he enjoyed the thrill of the battle when he was sparring in the gladiatorial arena. So yeah, he was like living his best life essentially, and Don Thousand pretty much tore that away for his own ends. Of course, when him and the other barons found out what he did, they all went nuts. That pretty much stole their lives, or twisted their lives to his own ends, and it was just like, it was heartbreaking. This dude got all hands here. I won't be making every variance deck. Whatever I have and I can make a solid deck out of, that's what I'll do. But Gyrag, I looked him up a couple of months ago, thinking about making a deck for variants. And going through them, like Gyrag, has the least amount of stuff I can use to make a solid deck from, so he is automatically out. And Shark's sister, she's out. Can't do nothing with her deck. She barely dueled, and she uses pretty much like a water deck, similar to not too dissimilar to a Shark, so would not be any points of making a deck for her. I thought about it, I looked it up, and I barely have anything. Yeah, I can't do nothing. That little combo thing, like those hands, is like you probably have to remove them from play altogether in order to do anything. Because he just, one destroy takes out one of your cards. Haven't done Rio, that was her name. Haven't done any matches with her since the when I did the Zexal campaign. Had a feeling something's up. Didn't want to run a chance. Okay. That two mystical space typhoons really like threw me for a loop. Like, wow. You had two in your hand, ready to go. If there's one or more monsters on the field, the control of this card His or her opponent cannot place a monster on the field if his or her number of monsters will exceed the number. Alright, I need at least 2 so I can do some exceed summoning. You can send this card with 2 or more on a deck. Okay. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the destroyed monster's original attack. If this card has a number on 5, guess this. Okay. Not necessary. Come on. You never know. Alright, just want to try out a few duels. Uh, um, a few of these videos were relatively shorter than usual. Mostly because it's like I'm just not so adept at using these cards, certain cards, at least not that well. The only time I've seen Alito's deck in play and a few others that I've done videos for, I only seen them put into action on the Yu-Gi-Oh series, and I'm just not. If you're not adept at playing to a certain style of a deck, you're not going to do all that well. It'll probably take at least several tries, if not a dozen, before you are getting used to it. But that depends on if you're completely invested into the deck or very interested in learning. Me personally, the battling boxer deck is a cool concept. It's fun. It's okay. It's not as stellar. I mean, hell, even as much as I gripe about Yuma's cards in his deck, I can still work with it. Mostly because I don't have it doesn't have at least enough support cards for this battling boxer deck, and just that it's meh. But it's just like more often than not, it's like not even the main characters, but a lot of the support characters, even Gong Strong from Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, majority of his cards are, if not all of his cards, are just monster cards. They utilize in a certain way. I mean, you can check my character profile of Gong that I done like months ago. It was more balanced. And even that took me a couple of tries before I gotten used to it. But it's just like with the Gladiator Beast deck that I did a video for a long time ago. I was just surprised how well that I immediately gravitated towards them after a couple of tries, because it's just, you never know until you try it, and then that way you can get a fair assessment on whether or not this deck is for you. Gong and Gladiator Beast, just for example, Cosmo deck that I did a long time ago last year, that was more my speed. I immediately gravitated towards that, and I want to get back into those decks again. This I don't see myself using ever again. This is like a one-time deal. But I forgot what the next video is, but it'll be next week probably. Cause I want to do Yugi's little Yugimoto's character profile deck for the video for at least before Christmas. So I might do that before then. Save the next video for that maybe. But thank you for joining me for this character profile deck. I will have this video up soon as I can. Be safe, and just let me know in the comments how you feel about this deck. Do you play this deck at all? uh, what did you ascertain from my playing play style of this deck? What did you glean from it? If you have any pointers or anything like that, please let me know, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.